Good morning, racing fans. Andrew Verona, Nicolas Daca with Speedweek Live. Nico, we talk about the F1 Formula race that we had in Australia. What a confusing race there at the end with the two red flags, and kind of left a sour taste in my mouth. What's your opinion? Because drivers complained how it ended, and I'm sure that the fans didn't like it. So
it was a spectacular race, but then at the ending, I think it was too messy, right? It was no one wants that. No one wanted that. The fans, they paid a ticket. The drivers, they didn't want. Even Max Verstappen, he won the race, and he didn't want to end like that. So I don't think that's gonna happen again. The FIA has to see what to do for the future, right?
Correct. Just for everyone to know, Max won the race. Lewis Hamilton was third, and Alonso was, Lewis Hamilton was second, and third was Alonso, who did an amazing job. For me, driver of the day. He did an unbelievable job. And it was just very messy, as you said. Let's start first with the complaint. The first accident was with George Russell, and it was, I believe, in lap number 7.
Yeah, number 7. It was a crash. Albon, we can see that he was in the middle of the road.
Okay.
George Russell was upset of that red flag, but I think it was the right choice, the right decision.
In that situation, you do not want to be a driver. You're left almost in the middle of the track. Cars are going by, 280 kilometers. So there, I don't agree with George Russell. I think the red was the right decision. Now, my issue was with lap 54 or 55, Kevin Magnussen. It was, I think Magnussen was in the accident. 54, 55, where he hits the wall. There's a lot of debris on the track. There was some sparks, but they could have just put a full course yellow and restarted the race. They did not. They actually did a red flag, and that is what really kind of stopped everything. And then on top of that, 2 laps later, another red flag.
Yeah, that was crazy.
So we ended the race, and this is the issue I have as a fan who basically pays a lot of money to go see these races. I think the drivers had a problem. When you have Max, when you have Lewis, and when you have Alonso saying they don't like any races like that, Max won the race.
Yeah, Max won the race.
He said he didn't like it. So there's an issue. And as a fan, you don't want to see a race in Formula One behind a pace car. You don't want to see that. So I think, I don't know if you have some comments.
So we can listen actually to Max Verstappen. He was kind of annoyed about what happened. So,
and he's a race winner.
Yeah,
it's kind of
imagine that. We can go a little back.
It was a long afternoon's work. Just how do you reflect on everything that went on?
Of course, we're happy to win the race, but I think the race itself, towards the end, was a bit of a mess with all the calls. I don't think we needed that second red flag. I think that could have been done with a virtual safety car worse. But I'm getting short.
I like his honesty.
He was like, don't say anything wrong, right?
Well, let's be clear, and I don't know a lot of the people that are hearing us, or the FIA is very strict on what you say. From the principals of the drivers, the fines can be extensive, very, very big. So drivers, as well as the principals or owners, are very careful. They're kind of like, tiptoeing in what they can say.
Yeah.
So Max kind of opens up, but he looks to the right or the left to see.
And you can see Alonso Hamilton.
We'll talk about it. I think it left a lot of drivers confused why we needed a red flag.
they were confused why they needed a red flag. So that was
correct. So
what he said.
basically, here the FIA was basically the and how can I put it? It's the show. The FIA was the most important here. They're the ones who made the rules, and the rules are there, and they're there for the safety of the drivers. Let's make that clear. And the rules do exist. It's not they made them up. Now, under that instance, should that have been a red flag? No, I don't agree. And I'm talking about the accident with Magnussen, and I think that should have not been and I think Verstappen makes a point to that. That should have not been a red flag. And why does it make a difference? Because it changes the complexity of the race. Why? Basically, George Russell had very bad luck. And explain that. Explain what happened. I mean, he comes into the pits and.
Yeah, so that was when Albon crashed. So in the lap number 7, he went to the pits, and then he was in position number 7. So that was bad luck for him. But yeah, at the end of the career, it was a little weird to see how it ends, right?
Correct. I mean, basically, look, drivers want to race. Drivers don't want to end up, behind a pace car, and basically you have to go with what the FIA agreed to, because they're the governing body, and really, you really can't change anything now. Now, if I had an opinion, I would like for them, even if something like this does happen, have a rule that at least they give you one extra lap. I don't care if it's the 58th lap and the race is over. Just do not finish it behind a pace car. Give the drivers one chance, and one extra.
Well, that's how Max beat Hamilton when he won that title. Well, they gave him the chance to have at least one lap. And
the crazy part here is this: fans are complaining, many of them are. Too many practices, too many sprint races. Why not give the drivers one more lap if there's something like a situation like this? This might be one time in a lifetime situation. 2 red flags in 4 minutes or 3 minutes. But let's say the race is over, but they give them they line them up, and they do basically one more lap. If there's an accident then, and it goes in full course yellow, the race is ended. But give them a chance, and that's what I think. Not only the drivers want, the team wants. Hey, these teams get points, and the most important thing that I want to speak here is for the fans. You're going there basically in a big circus, and I've said it before. It's like a big circus. It's basically for the fans. The fans are paying big money to go to see these F1 races, and finishing a race like this is just a sour taste in your mouth. And in Australia, a lot of people they're really upset because it's not the way they want a race to finish. So, I don't know if you have any more videos of the principals speaking about, how it ended, or the director, but that was my opinion.
Yeah, but I don't want to take the fact that it feels like you guys made a step forward.
Yeah, 100%. I think, Red Bull's a little bit out of the picture at the moment. We need to continue to focus on ourselves. We've improved the car a lot, even though we haven't brought any upgrades to the car. And we've got to take satisfaction in that we were clearly the second and fastest team this weekend. I don't know exactly how Lewis is going on, but it looks like he's doing pretty well.
At the beginning also.
Yeah, it's been a good day, and pretty disappointed initially with the decision to red flag the race, with the team. No words for that. Obviously, we had a similar situation in Saudi with safety car coming out in an unnecessary circumstance. But I thought we made the right decision. Pitting, I think, was the right call under the safety car. I was surprised when I saw Lewis and Max step out, and I was kind of pretty pleased when I saw that, because I thought it was played right to my hands. And then obviously the red flag ruined it.
So he had nothing to do. It was
in that case, and I told you, I agree with the red flag there. I think George Russell, as a competitor, says, listen, I lost spots, which he did. He had bad luck because of the red flag.
Yeah.
He lost position, so that all makes sense, how he feels. So let's, the standings are as follows: Verstappen 69, Perez with 54 points, Alonso 45, Hamilton 38, Sainz 20, Stroll 20, Russell 18, Norris 8, Hulkenberg 6. And the reason why I go to 10, Leclerc with 6. That is, for me, the surprise of the year. I don't know what you think. I thought all year it was going to be Red Bull 1, Ferrari 2, Leclerc be in the mix of the top 3 or 4.
Yeah.
It hadn't turned out this way this year.
Yeah, I don't know what's happening with Charles Leclerc, but yeah, when you see that he has the same points as Hulkenberg, so you has Ferrari having the same point as Ferrari, like Leclerc. So you want to see Red Bull first, Ferrari second, or Mercedes. Such a great job is doing Aston Martin.
Correct.
But yeah, it's completely, I don't know how to put it in words, to see Leclerc number 10.
Yeah, you know, the surprise of the year, I think, and you touched on it, Aston Martin, Fernando Alonso 3rd in the championship, and Stroll 6th. Nobody expected that. They're doing a great job, you know, and understand, you know, there's a budget here of all the teams, and Ferrari and Red Bull probably have the biggest budget with Mercedes. But, you know, great job of Aston Martin this year, and the drivers have been amazing. And, you know, what I like is, as a surprise, but as a fan, it seems more competitive this year than it was last year. I thought that it was going to be, again, Ferrari, Red Bull in a race, and it hasn't. So that I like. That part I do like.
Yeah, and it's good to see 3 world champion being like 1, 2, and 3, right?
Yeah, you can imagine, at least in the race, how it ended.
Yeah.
We have Verstappen,
Hamilton,
Alonso. How many championships did they have? And wins and goals between 3. Those 3 probably have the most of any other driver. So those 3 together. So yeah, in the standings, it's Red Bull, Aston Martin, Mercedes, Ferrari, Aston Martin, Mercedes, McLaren, and Haas, and Ferrari. They're 10th. That's a surprise. We talked about that, but you know, it's a long season. This is only the 3rd race of the year. The 4th one is canceled, I think, in Shanghai. Is that correct?
Yeah. So we are going to Azerbaijan at the end of April, and then we have Miami. I want you to tell me and all the ones and the viewers how is right now the circuit.
You know, the circuit, I went yesterday, I was an hour and a half with the director. It is amazing. The circuit from last year to this year. Last year seemed that they did everything very hurried up. The track, everything. This year, they're ready to go.
If they want to race tomorrow.
If they want to race tomorrow, they're ready to go. I mean, everything's ready to go. So they've done a great job. Hard Rock F1, they've done an amazing job this year. Honestly, it's impressive. And if you felt that you had a spectacle and it was an amazing race last year, this year is going to be better. Just the whole hospitality, everything has been done to a degree much higher than last year. So expect really something amazing. And you know, Miami for me, and I don't want to be biased, but I am from Miami. This is the best race of the year. Why? You mix so many different countries. This is like the middle of the whole world. You know?
Yeah, so
some of these races in other places are kind of far away, but Miami is Miami.
Yeah,
so
we will be there. So we need everyone to follow us, subscribe.
Our studio, just so people have an understanding, we are exactly 5 miles away, or 4 miles, I think 4.5 miles away from the stadium, so from the track.
We can walk to the
So we
stadium.
can walk, you know, we can walk, we can take our cameras, so yeah, it's close by. We're here basically to give the fans, you know, a way to look at Streamline and watch our, you know, channel. But please subscribe. Nico, this is important. We follow everything, just F1, NASCAR, IndyCar, American Le Mans, IMSA, everything that has to do with racing, we follow. Guys, please press the subscribe button. That's important to us. That makes us happier, and it makes us be able to put a lot more content. And that's what we want to do, a lot of content. And, you know, we're going to come to a point that we're going to have through YouTube questions asked, you know, where people can answer those questions. But, you know, I'm happy of the way that F1 is this year. I see more competitive, I see more parity. that's important, you know, that more drivers are fighting for the championship. You know, in my last words is that this last race was a little confusing, but you know, it's F1. It was something that was, you know, didn't happen a lot. But maybe there's some changes that I'd like to happen, like I told you earlier. But you know, it is what it is. We have mixed rules, and we have to kind of abide by it. So, any finishing remarks by you?
I hope everyone likes the video, and so we'll be here in Miami waiting for the race.
Perfect. Okay. So until our next broadcast, we will say I want to finish up a shout out to Fernando Alonso, driver of the week.